Welcome back to an awesome episode of The Careful Boys, where... Nick, do you know what the definition of a snob is?
No. What is the definition of a snob?
You really don't?
I thought you were going to tell me one.
You're just throwing it back at me?
I thought you had the legit one ready to go, that's why I asked.
Yes
I thought it was a setup, my bad.
Oh, there was an... Okay.
I'm a snob about snobby.
Should we start it up? Okay.
Like independent movies and stuff like that.
That's what I want to talk about. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, hey, what are you guys snobs about? And explain yourself.
Oh.
Independent, some of those independent movies where it's like, you know, dad, abusive stepdad who's like, you know, diddling his stepkid, whatever, and a lot of long shots, hallway shots. We gotta watch a character like get his mail or whatever. I'm like, can we just move on?
Oh, I thought you were a snob about it. Like, you like those things.
No, I hate that shit.
Yeah, I hate
gotta
pretentious
hide
artists.
I hate pretentious
You know
art shit.
what's funny to me is because they think they're so creative and so next level that no one understands them, but it's just bad art.
Dude, there's this
You're just so bad.
There's this director called Pedro Almodovar, and he makes some of the most arty-farty shit ever. It drives me absolutely up the wall. Like, I remember watching this movie called Volver with my ex-girlfriend, and she's like coming out of the theater just dripping with like, oh my god, the pastiche and all this shit. And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck happened in that movie. Like, I watched Penelope Cruz like do the dishes. Like, what was the movie even about? I don't even remember anything.
Pretentious artist,
The
dude.
dishes. They just had her do the dishes for like 20 minutes or something. And they did like this weird shot over her tits. Where, like,
That's not a weird shot. That's a good shot.
Like tastefully or whatever. But it wasn't even a good shot. It's like, oh, okay, over her tits or whatever. And she's just like doing the dishes forever. I don't even know what's with these people.
It's like the film equivalent of like, you know, those painters that just go.
Yeah.
It's like
I can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
It drives
You're
me up the
asking
wall.
what we're pretentious about, right?
Yeah,
Snobby,
what do you,
snobby
yeah,
about.
snobby,
We're
like what?
snobby about.
Well, the only reason why he's pretentious about it is because he's such a successful film, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's the point. It's like you have.
That's not why. I like
he's not snobby about that.
I like movies to be a certain way. I don't like douchebaggy, like fucking arty-farty
But
shit.
is there a moment where you are...
that's
But-
kind of that's
but,
not
but
snobby.
do you have moments of snobbery in things that you care about? Because I think that's your question,
Yeah,
really.
it's more-
I agree with that because I think those movies they act like, oh, if you don't like it, it's because you don't get it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't like. I think that's
Yeah.
So he's
But that's snobbery, though.
Like,
They're
artists-
snobby, but I'm snobby back.
Yeah.
I say fuck you back.
You can only say fuck you though if you're snobby in that space.
Yeah. So I got to think about what am I snobby about.
You gotta have a legalese way of doing this.
Well, because I think it's actually hard because none of us are. But I can tell you though, we would have probably answered this differently the younger we were.
That's a fact.
I'm sure we are though in something.
You only get to do that one more time today.
Because I know for a fact I was snobby.
I'm sure we are right now. Like I'm sure right now there's a theme that, well, like for example, you don't like Starbucks.
I hate
So
Starbucks.
that's what I mean. There's stuff now where they're like, like something's beneath us. I think that's what really what snobby is. Like this is beneath me. I'm not into it.
I have a better taste.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's not. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is how we do the shit at JK. He is anti-Starbucks, but he uses Keurig drink machines, so he's not better than it. He just
No, I'm just using that as an example. I'm just using as an example.
I
That-
wish. No, because okay, you know why? Is because a lot of us make fun of ourselves and we got past that stage and it's so cringy to think back when we used to be. And so let's take a snapshot of when we used to be. We were fucking film snobs. I remember in this room we would talk about shit as if we fucking knew what the fuck we were talking about.
Yeah.
There was probably a bunch of college art snobbery, young man ego shit going on. We don't do that. We don't give a fuck anymore. So I think that's like, what did you used to, and what do you cringe at?
Well, I remember we used to have a certain person in here who used to make movies and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Not me. And yeah, I think there was some snobbery happening a lot.
I think we're stuff we're snobbery about now. There has to be.
for sure.
I'm sure there are.
As you get older, I think it's natural too because you also start knowing what you really like, what you really don't like.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna go like I'll never go to Tapioca Express because that's literally the worst boba you could ever get, right? So it's like,
I forgot that place existed.
so that's what I'm saying. Like you have to.
But that's not the definition of snobbery though, because that's just you have high standards or you like a certain quality.
But isn't that snobbery? If you
no,
have high
snobbery
standards?
is when you're looking down on others.
Seeing it that way is snobby.
Yeah.
How about this? How about this?
No, but looking,
Tapioca Express is beneath me.
but looking, but you're such an enthusiast to the point where you feel like you're an official person that nobody else can actually compete with because you're such a high level of mastery that that's literally
How about this? I
relatable
grew up
snob.
wearing like fucking Walmart stuff, right? Because like that's where my parents shopped. I won't wear that stuff now because I know it's not good
Oh,
quality
because now
shit.
you're Target.
Now I'm a Target boy. No, because it's not good quality shit. Like you can only wash it so many times it starts to get like messed up. And now I know that I'm actually wasting my money long term, and I actually should just spend a little bit more now on like better stuff.
At Target.
And now I know that, but I didn't know that growing up because I was raised white trash.
You know what's an interesting thing? You know that idea of, surround yourself with people that are driven and high earners so that you have that same attitude. That's snobbery to some people.
yeah.
Because what if a person's not that and they're like, wow, so you won't hang out with me because I'm just a regular guy that doesn't make like that could be seen as snobbery.
It is snobbery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so for the sake of it though, like, that's actually a really good point though. But for the sake of it, it's your perspective of something, your understanding of it.
But that's what I mean. Like we all kind of agree with that idea, but then
People will be like, "Oh, dude, you drive a Tesla, you fucking snob," and I totally get that perspective. But like, I got my Tesla because I saved like way more money because it made sense with like EV tax credits, rebates, and gas and blah blah.
snobby.
But like, that's so snobby, right? But so I get it, but it's your perspective, like Bart said. He's like, Tapioca Express is beneath me.
Fuck Tapioca Express.
And like that made me salivate because I was like, oh dude, I used to like Tapioca Express.
At one point, when I had shitty taste buds, but now I'm an elitist.
I look down on people who don't live in gated communities.
You snob.
Neighborhood snob.
That's pretty snob.
Because like, why would you do it any other way?
That's tight though.
I just look down on them. I think less of them.
That's why you say my house is.
What about people that don't decorate for the holidays? Do you look down on them?
I just feel bad for them. I'm like, oh, sweetie, you know? Oh,
like,
poor
I'm
sweetie.
sure Nick has got some snobberiness in him.
Nick is the biggest snob here.
My thing, I was trying to think of one that like, and this is something I've been trying to work on because it gives me bad attitude, you know. But like my whole thing when I first started like holding mitts for people and like doing pad work for like boxing coach, like that kind of stuff. I used to be such a snob about how people hold pads and like something that's so small and like it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But I used to be like, this guy's not I used to be like that. Like, this guy's not a fucking real coach, dude. Look at the way he's holding pads. Like, what the fuck does he know? And like, there was definitely points where I was like, I
Freddie
was
Roach or
right.
something?
Yeah, 100%. It was Freddie Roach training Manny Pacquiao. I was like, this guy's a hack. No, I wouldn't. Shout out Freddie. Yeah. Shout out Freddie. No, but it was like things like that where I would get so like, oh, this guy's not even that good, and he's holding mitts for this person, you know, like, or you see like celebrity trainers and stuff. Like, this guy's he's a fucking hack. This guy.
Most celebrity trainers are garbage, though.
They are. A lot of them. Like I saw a video of Drake hitting. He was boxing.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy even teaching Drake how to fucking box, bro? It's like, this looks bad on everybody's part. Like, he looks like shit. You know, he looks like he punches like a girl, and the guy holding pads for him is like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like, dude, this is awful.
See, that's very acceptable snobbery though, because that's like your profession.
Yeah.
In like your industry.
This room used to be snobby as fuck about the Paul brothers doing boxing, but then, like the rest of the world, everyone's brain broke about it.
Yeah, you're like, this
You
is
just accept it.
Yep.
because they're good at it.
Shouldn't have
Yeah.
still.
I'm not fucked up.
Do you ever get snobby about like, I think like a lot of dancers from our generation when they see kind of like where the style has gone for certain choreography, they can't identify with that, so they're just like, "Ooh, that looks weird," but then it's like popular now.
Or how you guys look at TikTok dancers.
Yeah, TikTok dancers. You guys
I
hate
joke
that.
about it, but I can't actually believe the snobberiness because I feel like we were the generation that received it from OGs. You know,
What does
so
that
it's
mean?
like,
What do you
so
mean?
it's like when we were first doing things like YouTube or Instagram,
Yeah.
that wasn't available to our previous generation. So they were talking shit on us, but
Okay.
we were just doing what was available
You
to
have
our
too much
generation.
empathy, bro.
TV,
You
like
need
a
to
TV
judge
show.
more.
TV shows. Whereas like so now when I look at like people who are coming up on TikTok and they're killing the game exponentially, I'm not like, dude, these guys don't know how to do whatever. I'm just like, oh, they're just using today's platform. I can't hate on it because I got so many perks my generation from things that like they didn't get.
I see.
We got TV and YouTube. That's crazy.
Right.
Hey, what's up guys? Just in case you have seen some of these lovely pieces on some of our gentlemen here, these awesome jade pendants, or you may have seen the recent JK adventure where we went to Jade Jewelers, just remember that the sale is on now. If you want to visit thejadejewelers.co, you can even find some of the stuff that our guys have had, and way more. The selection is huge, so make sure to visit the Jade Jewelers and check out what they've got.
Check it out.
Let's go.
Dude, look at what buying a cheap house has made you so humble. Like, you're not even like...
People.
No, it's okay.
Because he lives with the people
I'll throw
now.
myself under the rug. I know what I'm kind of snobbery at, and I think most of you guys can probably relate to this.
Fashion.
No. Why would you say that?
Haircuts.
Perms, getting a perm.
Haircuts.
No, that's not my snobbery part. I don't have enough knowledge in that
Teslas.
space or experience.
Lotions.
Yeah.
No.
Shoe wear.
What is it?
No, but that's fun. It's how to fly or travel via flight at the airport and stuff like that.
What are you talking about?
Be snobby.
So I'm not snobbery because I like fly first class all the time, but I just fly so frequently that to me I'm like, there is a way to do things. You are a lower piece of middle class
I see.
piece of crap if you don't know how to do things a certain
So
way.
what do you
takes?
do? What do you do?
It's just like knowing when to line up, knowing like the order in which things need to happen on the plane, where to put your bag and the way to put your bag there, how you sit down, how you treat the person who sits in the middle.
Facts. That's true.
When to put up and down the stuff, or when to like put your chair back and shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's the right way to do stuff. Otherwise, you're a piece of crap,
people do
and you should
things-
just die.
People do things that make you want to scream, "Get with the program!"
Yeah.
You're like, don't you know what's happening?
Take your fucking shoes off before you get to the bins, dude.
Yeah, there's just a way, and it's like, okay, if you're truly tourist and you don't speak the language, I give you mad grace.
Yeah.
You know,
I've been rich and flown before.
How can you tell they don't speak the language? You're just looking at them?
I'm judging the crap out of them because I'm a snob.
I know what you're talking about though.
You're looking at that poor family that got their whole house
true,
burned
yeah.
from the fire. Now they have to evacuate and go to another place they never flown before, and you're just like,
Irrelevant. This video's coming out in 10 years.
Are you picking people out and you're like, you're actually boarding class 3, we're boarding number 1. Are you one of those guys?
So I'm gonna, you know what I will do? If I'm like, let's say I had like my premier status, right? Let's say I'm like boarding class 2,
status.
and I see somebody else who's boarding class 3 that, you know, when they're like waiting to like go on, they're trying to sneak in. I'll be like, and I see it on their ticket. I'll like walk by and be like, hey, are you boarding class 2? All innocent like, and they'll have to just like, I'm 3.
That's pretty
Okay,
sneaky.
cool. And then
That's
I'll just like
sneaky.
step right in.
Sneaky.
You know what
address
I
it
am a
head on.
snob about when it comes to traveling? If I end up getting a good ticket, like business class or whatever, and I know I have access to the lounge, I'll like walk by the regular terminal. I'm too good for that. And I'll walk into the lounge.
all right, now we're actually hitting the snob mark. Because I had
Snob mark.
Because okay, what does a snob person mean? A person who respects and likes only people who are of a high social class, or a person who has extremely high standards, who is not satisfied by the things that ordinary people like.
Tapex. I'm above that, dude.
Tapioca.
Yeah.
What? You're more Jumbi kind of guy. I know.
Yep. And only the highest of quality.
Yeah.
Boba time guy, I like it.
I'm a snob about Whole Foods. I think that place sucks.
Snob. That's anti-snob.
I'm just saying, dude. I hate that shit. It's
That's
like you get 4
anti-snob.
items and it's like $75.
Yeah, we're talking about snob though.
Snobbery is like, I like Erwan.
Yeah.
You know, fuck everybody
I don't eat
else.
Wagyu. Like, yeah. Like, what are we snobs about?
But I
I'm
think
sure
what
there
really-
is.
I'm pretty trashy.
I think I'm garbage,
I
dude.
think I'm pretty garbage, yo.
But I am a snob about my garbagery. Because I take ownership of what the fuck I love.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't know when you go into Whole Foods, right? If you see the stickers on a lot of the fruit and whatever, it's the same shit that's in Ralph's. It comes from the same farms. There's nothing that... The only thing cool about it is like Trader Joe's, where they have their own packaged shit and, you know, they source cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
like...
used to be a snob about Trader Joe's. How about that?
Oh, really?
I used to be a snob, big time snob about Trader Joe's because
What did you not like about it?
I thought it was a bunch of fucking hippies there. And it kind of is.
It is, yeah.
And hippies used to drive me fucking crazy when I first moved to LA because I never was around hippies growing up, and I just thought hippies were just subhumans. Like, I really wasn't into it. Plus, it's so crowded in fucking Trader Joe's, and I was like, why does everyone go here? It's so crowded. Everyone here smells like BO. You know what I mean? Like I was really pissed about it.
I used to not like that. Everybody at Trader Joe's, all the workers, they always like try to like talk to you and stuff.
Yeah, part of the training. Isn't that crazy? Like, well, so what you got going today? And I was like, I wasn't ready to answer this question.
Or they're like,
I was ready to type in my pin.
or they're like, these are really good, and I'm like, don't fucking talk to me.
So Steve stands back. Whoa.
But now I love it because I'm like, oh, these are good. Okay, sick, good. Okay,
Ooh,
good.
I know what I'm a snob about. Korean barbecue places.
Oh.
Wow.
I noticed if it's $20 or under, you're gonna get freezer burn.
That's true.
That's true.
So now if I go, I'd rather go to non all you can eat, or if it is all you can eat, it's gotta be like $30 or above.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what they do? The first plate of brisket is good,
good,
and
yeah.
after that, it's like no fat. It's all fucking tough.
Like, where the fuck did you get this from? This isn't the same as the last one.
Yeah.
I'm a snob about that. So if I see it,
We know your tricks. Korean barbecue at $15.99.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Only the first one's good.
Yeah, the first plate of brisket. It's fat. It's nice, and then after that, it's all tough.
Another snob thing
Great
is
con level meat.
any Asian restaurant I go to that mixes cultures, I'm like, fuck you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can only be good at one discipline.
You go to a Thai place and then there's like fucking California rolls. I'm like, fuck this place, bro. The fuck is it? I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
How about this?
Fucking bitch.
People who have pool covers, I'm always like, you're trash.
Pool covers.
Fucking garbage.
What's wrong with pool covers?
It just looks whack, brother. It looks like
It's like, what's the point of having a pool?
you might as well have an old car out there next to it.
Collect leaves like everybody else.
Yeah.
Might as well be an above ground pool.
Do you feel like you're snobby with some of your like personal gear? I remember one time I hit you up and I was like, "Yo, dude, like, let me borrow some snowboard gear or whatever."
Oh,
And you're
yeah.
like- and then you were like, "Honestly, all my stuff is like the ballerest of stuff."
I got it. I am a big snob about this. The lowest tier luxury item so you could pretend to be rich. I am a fucking snob of
The high end stuff.
no like so like if you're gonna get into luxury goods, know your shit, right? But people just buy the whatever.
Con bag.
Yeah. And then so like it's like people that want to look rich. So then they'll get like
Like the cheapest Porsche.
yeah, but it's like they don't actually like that.
Yeah.
So it's like I know what you're doing. You're just a real estate agent. Like I mean, what I mean by that is real estate agents. They want to look a certain way, right?
Of course.
You're not. Most of them aren't successful. They just want to look a certain way, or like they want to present a certain way. And I'm like, I know you're broke. Like, why are you pretending? But they want to make other broke people feel like they're rich. So that's the story I tell when I see these guys. And maybe it might just be like, yo, man, I've been saving up. It's my first, like, Louis Vuitton item. And then, like, I'm here trashing it. Like, you broke motherfucker. Like, why the fuck are you getting the cheapest item in the luxury place? Well, I don't even get it at all, but, you know. But that's my image of them is, like, you get a Mercedes to show off, but you get the shadiest one, and it's, like, the cheapest one. And it's the lowest version of it.
What is the out of curiosity? What is the cheapest?
That's funny because I like it the other way.
Okay.
Like for example, I like it like when I see somebody who has like that one item. I like to tell the story. It's like you worked hard for that. I hate it when I see those like Chinese people over here that like have everything.
That's what I'm talking about from head to toe.
That's up to me. I'm like,
ladies.
you're disgusting.
But if they're Chinese, they're probably a billionaire. They just have bad taste.
They definitely have the money for it.
Tracksuit ladies and Juicy Couture is pretty good.
Oh, dude, you know what I'm a snob about?
Just have curves.
I kind of don't like sneakerheads.
That's
I agree.
anti-snob then. It's not
I agree.
anti-snob.
I kind of find them fascinating.
But you know why though? Because I think majority of them just think having a shoe is like so cool, but the rest of them is so unkept. Like they just look like shit, and then they have nice shoes, and I'm just kind of like. But every other article of clothing and just your hair and face and all of your style is so bad. But then you just have like cool shoes.
It's wild that they don't really wear the shoes.
And they just think
Just
it's
have it
like
in glass
validating.
cases?
It just feels like misplaced confidence.
Dude, some of those sneakerhead videos though are pretty good. Where guys are like coming in with trying to like barter with these guys.
yeah.
I love that shit.
Or it's like a fake pair or
It's
something.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Subi's trying to pawn us some fake shit.
Yeah, but then he didn't end up
tight.
selling.
Subi's got fake Air Maxes.
Speaking of Subin, I gotta hit him up for a haircut.
Oh, nice.